Stop scrolling for 1 second, because the makeup you put on this morning to look fresher and more awake is very possibly doing the exact opposite.
It's settling into every line, highlighting every texture, and quietly adding years to your face before you've even left the bathroom mirror.
Here's what nobody tells you. Makeup after 60 is not the same game as makeup at 30. Your skin has changed. It's drier, thinner, more textured. And the same products and techniques that made you glow at 35 are now working against you in ways you can't see because you've been doing them for so long they feel normal. But they're not normal. They're aging you. Today, I'm counting down the 7 makeup mistakes that age women over 60, and exactly what to do instead.
Every fix is simple, most cost nothing, and the difference is instant. Stay with me to the end, because the 7th mistake is the one almost every woman makes, and it undoes everything else.
If this helps you, tap subscribe. Let's start. Number 7. Stop covering your face in powder. This is the most common mistake and the most damaging. At 30, powder was your friend.
It absorbed oil, set your makeup, gave you a smooth, matte finish. At 60, powder is your enemy because your skin is no longer oily. It's dry.
And powder on dry, textured skin doesn't smooth anything. It does the opposite. It settles into every fine line, every crease, every pore, and turns them into visible canyons. Picture this. You apply your foundation, it looks good, and then you dust powder over your entire face to set it. Within an hour, every line around your eyes, your mouth, and your forehead is highlighted in powder, looking deeper and more visible than they did before you started. The powder aged you more than wearing nothing at all. The better move is radical. Stop powdering your entire face. If you need to control shine, dust the tiniest amount across your T-zone only, forehead, nose, chin, and leave the rest of your face powder-free. Better yet, switch to a setting spray instead of powder. It locks your makeup in place without settling into a single line. Your skin should look like skin, not like a powder coating. Number 6. Stop using concealer that's 3 shades lighter than your skin. Somewhere along the way, women were told to brighten under the eyes by using the lightest concealer possible. And at 60, this creates the reverse raccoon effect. 2 pale, chalky patches under your eyes that stand out against the rest of your face, drawing attention to the exact area you were trying to fix. Here's the part nobody explains. Dark circles are about shadow, not about color. Piling light concealer over shadow doesn't erase the shadow.
It just puts a pale, cakey layer on top of it, and now you have pale and textured instead of dark and smooth. The better move is a concealer that's only half a shade lighter
than your actual skin, with a warm or peach undertone to neutralize the blue-purple shadow underneath. Apply it in a thin layer and tap it gently with your ring finger instead of rubbing. Less product, closer to your skin tone, gently warmed in, and the under-eye area looks naturally bright instead of painted on. Nobody should be able to see where the concealer starts and your skin ends. Number 5. Stop wearing foundation that covers everything. The instinct is understandable. You see discoloration, redness, spots, and you want to cover it all with a thick, full coverage foundation. But here's what full coverage actually does on mature skin. It sits on top of the texture instead of blending into it, creating a mask-like layer that looks heavy, cakey, and artificial. And the irony is that the more you cover, the older you look, because thick foundation magnifies every wrinkle, every pore, every dry patch. Here's the truth that changes everything. Visible skin looks younger than covered skin. When people can see some of your actual skin through the makeup, the overall effect reads as healthy and natural. When they can't see any skin at all, it reads as heavy and aged, no matter how smooth the foundation claims to be. The better move is a sheer, lightweight tinted moisturizer or a skin tint instead of a full foundation. See how the tint spreads into a sheer, translucent layer. Let's prepare to apply it. Put a very small amount of skin tint only on areas of cheek redness. Dab a tiny amount directly onto one pigmentation spot. Blend outward from those areas using minimal product. Large areas of forehead, cheeks, and jaw remain naturally bare. Do not coat the entire face. Number 4. Stop lining your entire eye in dark liner. A thick ring of dark eyeliner around the whole eye, top and bottom, was a defining look of the 80s and 90s. On a young eye with firm skin and a wide-open lid, it looked dramatic and beautiful. On a mature eye, where the lid has softened and the eye opening has naturally narrowed, it does the opposite. The point is anatomy and optical proportion, not that mature eyes are unattractive. It makes the eye look smaller, heavier, and more closed off, which is the exact opposite of what you want. Here's the part nobody explains. A dark circle around a smaller opening makes that opening look even smaller. For mature eyes, let's look at liner options. Skip the jet black. We'll use soft charcoal or brown. Apply a very thin line along the upper lashes. Leave most of the lower lash line bare. Just add a tiny soft eyeshadow at the outer corner. Never all the way across. This opens the eye, lifts it, and lets the eye itself be the focus instead of the liner around it. Your eyes are your most expressive feature. Let them breathe. Number 3. Stop putting blush on the apples of your cheeks. Every makeup tutorial since the beginning of time has told you the same thing. Smile, find the apples of your cheeks, and put your blush right there. At 20, that's fine. At 68, it's a mistake, because the apples of your cheeks are no longer where they used to be. They've shifted slightly downward. And putting color on them now places the blush too low on the face, dragging everything down and making the face look heavier. Here's the part nobody talks about. Blush placement is the single fastest way to either lift or drop the entire face. Too low, and the whole face sags. In the right place, and everything looks lifted, awake, and sculpted. The better move is to forget the apples entirely. Instead, start at the top of your cheekbone, the bony ridge you can feel when you press your fingers against the side of your face.
and sweep the blush gently upward toward the top of your ear. Never below the cheekbone. Never on the round part of the cheek. Always on the bone. Always sweeping up.
This lifts the mid-face, creates the illusion of structure, and makes you look like you just had the best sleep of your life. And one more detail. Use a cream or liquid blush instead of powder. Cream melts into mature skin and creates a natural, dewy flush. Powder sits on top and looks chalky. Dab it on with your fingertips and blend upward. 2 seconds, and your whole face lifts. Number 2. Stop ignoring your eyebrows or making them too harsh. Two opposite mistakes, both equally aging. The first is doing nothing at all. Over the years, brows thin, fade, and lose their shape. Sparse, barely there brows leave the face unframed, and an unframed face reads as older and less defined, the same way a painting without a frame looks incomplete. The second mistake is the opposite, drawing them on too dark, too thick, or in a hard, blocky line that looks painted on. This doesn't look youthful, it looks harsh, artificial, and draws attention to the wrong thing. Here's the truth. Your eyebrows are the single most important feature on your entire face for looking younger. More than your eyes, more than your lips. They frame everything. They lift the eye. They give the face structure and expression. Fix your brows and nothing else, and you can take 5 years off. The better move is a soft, natural fill. Use a brow pencil or brow powder 1 shade lighter than your hair color, never darker. Begin gently filling only sparse areas rather than redrawing the entire brow. Lighter looks natural, darker looks harsh. Use small, light, hair-like strokes to fill in sparse areas, following your natural brow shape. Then set with a clear or tinted brow gel to keep everything in place and add a little fullness. The goal is brows that look naturally full, not drawn on. When someone looks at your face, they shouldn't notice your brows. They should just notice that your whole face looks lifted and awake without knowing why. Number 1. Stop wearing matte lipstick. This is the mistake that undoes everything else, because your lips are the feature people look at second after your eyes, and matte lipstick on mature lips is the fastest way to add a decade. Here's why. After 60, lips lose volume, moisture, and definition. Fine vertical lines appear above and below the lip line. A matte formula clings to every single one of those lines, dries the lips further, and makes them look
Matte lipstick on the lips, with subtle magnifying circles revealing where pigment emphasizes push cut to powder sitting inside fine facial lines. Then immediate back to matte lips in the same on. Camera pulls back slightly to show how the dry finish visually reduces fullness. Macro shot of lipstick pigment beginning to migrate just beyond the lip edge into tiny vertical lines.
The drier the formula, the more likely it is to feather into those fine lines around the mouth, creating a blurred, messy edge that ages the whole lower face. The better move is a creamy, moisturizing, slightly luminous formula. Not a gloss, not sticky, just a lipstick with hydration built in that gives the lips a soft, healthy sheen. That subtle shine reflects light off the lip surface, which fills in fine lines optically and makes the lips look fuller and smoother. For the color, a warm rose, a soft berry, a your lips but better nude, anything that brings life and warmth without screaming for attention. And always line with a lip pencil in the exact same shade as the lipstick, never darker, to prevent feathering and give the lips a clean, defined edge. 1 creamy lipstick in the right shade. That single swap from matte to moisturizing can genuinely take 5 years off the lower half of your face. So here's the truth underneath everything we just covered. Makeup after 60 was never about wearing more. It was always about wearing less, wearing smarter, and understanding that your skin has changed and your technique needs to change with it. Too much powder ages you. Wrong concealer highlights what you're hiding. Heavy foundation creates a mask. Dark liner shrinks your eyes. Low blush drops your face. Neglected brows leave you unframed, and matte lips dry and crack. Fix these 7 things, and the same face, the same skin, the same you suddenly looks brighter, fresher, and genuinely younger. Not because you added anything, but because you finally stopped letting your makeup work against you. Now I want to hear from you. Of these 7, which one have you been doing without realizing it? The powder? The matte lipstick? The eyeliner? Tell me the number in the comments, because I read every single one, and your answers decide what I cover next. And if this changed how you'll do your makeup tomorrow, subscribe to the channel. Because next week, I'm breaking down
The one skincare step that makes every makeup tip on this list work twice as well. You do not want to miss it. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the very next video.